Don't miss Trump next time.
In the wake of the assassination attempt and the events that have emerged from the RNC conference itself, the loss of life that day, the incredible decay and depletion of trust that's happened subsequently, the inquiry, the questions, the endless questions about what went on that day, you would think there would be a reevaluation of the kind of rhetoric that potentially contributed to the conditions that maybe led the shooter to take that decision, unless you think there are more sinister reasons, and of course that's something we're investigating and we're inquiring of perhaps on a daily basis. I want to know what you guys think about free speech. And of course, if you do believe in free speech, it means that people should be free to say inappropriate stuff. But what does it reveal? Because I've said a lot of inappropriate things in the past. Usually I've been trying to be funny, I guess, and many times I've missed the mark. Let's have a look at some of the things that have been said in recent days, and let's work out together what it means about the legacy media's ongoing position on this matter.
He has said many, many times, after having been questioned many times about this, that he's not stepping down and he's going to be the nominee. So at some point, Democrats have to decide that they want to try to win this election and turn their fire on Donald Trump. I think there is, I shouldn't have said turn their fire. I apologize. That was not the phrase that I meant. They need to turn their focus on Donald Trump.
It's amazing because I think we've all made like Freudian slips, haven't we? Sometimes you sort of say something because you think you shouldn't. Is that the equivalent of like coughing in church or something? But even the other CNN anchors are like, oh, I don't think we can do this anymore, can we? We can't just casually compare him to Hitler and sort of subtly and insidiously suggest that it would be okay if he was killed because he's so demonic. That's one of the things that I found really fascinating, and I think it may have been Vivek Ramaswamy actually who said it in the show. Yeah, you should watch that interview. It's really good, the one that we had. That if Donald Trump is indeed Hitler and evil incarnate, then actually it's probably okay, isn't it, to shoot him? I mean, we've all had that conversation about would you kill young Hitler? Personally, I'd say no, because he was quite cute when he was young, actually. If you see him, it'd be very difficult to explain to his mum what you were doing. Also, look, honestly, you'll thank me for this. Oh, I'm sorry, but then there would be no proof. But now, this is a new environment, and we're seeing the permutations, and we're seeing the kind of conflict and despair, I'm talking in legacy media quarters, that this event has caused. The old game is done. If you believe that Trump is a demon, an antichrist figure, then you can say whatever is necessary to prevent his ascent. But once you can no longer say that, because that's the kind of incendiary language that leads to violence, then what have you got left? And that's all they've had for so long. They weren't ever able to say, look, we really care about ordinary Americans, and these are the policies. These are the way we're going to stand up to big corporations. These are the way that we're going to end wars. These are the way we're going to represent the interests of ordinary Americans against, God, heaven forbid, the state and bureaucracy, but also corporate and globalist interests. Because that's over, that's off the table. They don't represent ordinary Americans anymore. All they have left is hysterically banging the drum of, he's worse, he's terrible. This has been evident to me from the 2016 time. That's part of my personal abandonment of that Hollywood liberal elite class, is because, hold on, what are you offering? What exactly is it that you're selling? But of course, people will continue to make jibes and remarks, and actually, in a free speech nation, in a free speech world, you've got to allow it, haven't you? Let me know what you think.
Happy birthday to Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time. Thank you.
So, as you can see, Tenacious D cancelled their tour as a result of that, understandably, because of the backlash. But I was very interested that Tim Pool said this about it, that if we actually believe in free speech, if someone apologises for saying something insensitive, they should be forgiven. And I agree with that point. But we do have to recognise that it hasn't just been offhand glib remarks. It's been a sort of an ongoing campaign. And of course, no one can know for certain how that has contributed to these conditions or what was going on in the mind of that extraordinary young man who doesn't have a phone or a social media input. I mean, there's so many questions beyond what his motives were, other than it's pretty obvious if someone shoots someone that their motive is to kill them, although I don't know why they would want to. There's so much to discuss. But this compilation of people within media saying that Donald Trump is like Hitler, Donald Trump is a fascist, is so sort of immersive and ongoing. It's like, why did we ban tobacco advertising? Well, because if you keep sort of making smoking seem good and sexy and cool, people smoke and it kills them. Right, so people do respond to media messaging then. How do you imagine people would respond to this media messaging?
Of course, it's Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler.
That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
About vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
We're just going full on Hitler.
It's from Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echoed dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler. And
Adolf Hitler.
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
General Kelly, yes.
One of the things that I've been continually reflecting on here at an obviously partisan event, what could be more partisan than the convention of one of the parties, is there a possibility for unity now? Will this bring about change? Is Donald Trump the type of leader that will enter into government in good faith? Or will we see more conflict, more conflagration, more doubt? I pray that this might be a seismic moment. I certainly haven't changed my opinion on whether or not this kind of government will actually meaningfully change the lives of many people, because there are too many deep state institutions, too many globalist interests, and these are the things I'm discussing at the RNC. Certainly, though, one thing that will change is the hysterical rhetoric. Although, actually, not all of that has changed, has it? What lessons do we need, Lord, in order for us to be saved? Watch a stream every day at these times, and in the meantime, if you can, stay free.
And now a word from our partners, Coca-Cola. No, Pepsi. No, it's not those. Look, it's actually AirsTech, the world's only scientifically proven electromagnetic field protection chip trusted by experts. AirsTech is now, can you believe this, an official partner of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC, giving support for world-class athletes who want to safeguard themselves from excessive electromagnetic radiation. We're all going to want that protection soon. Elite athletes within the UFC are unique in their need to optimize their performance in 25-minute bursts. AirsTech understand the importance of optimal recovery and peak performance, trusted and used by pro athletes all around the world to elevate their game. EMF modulation technology solutions help them train harder, recover faster, and perform at their best. And wouldn't we all benefit from that? I know that I would. I keep this one device here. It's protecting me from that. It's protecting me from a whole lot of things. Get out, Russian hackers. Go to airstech.com/pages/Russell-brand. There's a link, and use the code Russell30 for 30% off. So click the link under this and use the code Russell30, 2 S's, 2 L's for 30% off this device. Protect yourself from invisible fields of detrimental vibration. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.